Hi, it's Grandpa Bernie here. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for all their comments. I feel very humble. They've been from all over the world, from New Zealand, Africa, America, Europe. Incredible, really incredible. Really got right into me. I was quite moved. So thank you again on that. I had a lot of people asking me about my life, and I'm just going to tell you the first bit of my life, a little bit before. I can do that in stages another time, but I'll start from the very beginning. Okay, I was born just at the war, a year before the war was ending, and what happened is when I was 6 months old, my mother took me in the pram to a baker's shop, and we lived in a very famous place in the east side of London, which was called Petticoat Lane, and it was a crazy place. It was where you can buy you lose your watch on one store and buy it back on the next. It was that kind of place, and I was outside the baker's shop, and my mother went in, and then as she went in, a V2 came over, which was a rocket. Okay, and what happened is when it used to whistle, when it stopped whistling, it came down, and unfortunately, it came down and it blew half my head off at that stage. But the miracle was there was an ambulance coming along and rushed me to the hospital, and I was in there for a year. So that's the start of my life. A year spending in a hospital that I didn't know too much about. We lived in Petticoat Lane. Okay, you Americans would call it an apartment. We call it a flat. It was a very tiny flat. Okay, I had to sleep in my sister's room, and we had one room which was no bigger than a closet. That was the main room. The scullery, which was at the bottom of the scullery, was a toilet, a little toilet, and a sink. And when we had to have a bath, it was a tin bath, so we couldn't afford the water twice. Okay, so my mother had boiled up the water, okay, and my sister went in first, and I went in second. That's how it was in those days. Now, we were poor, but we had love, and that means so much in life. You may not have nothing, but love means everything on that side. When I grew up a little bit, when I was 10 years old, okay, I had a famous a cousin who was a star on television, films and everything. He was a star. And I always looked up to him, always looked up. And one day he phoned me, and this when I was 10 years old. Okay, we had a phone, thank God. Okay? We didn't have a television, but we had a phone. And he turned around and he said, "There's a part going for a Cockney lad, for a young lad, and why don't you go for the part? It's in the West End." Well, we had no money, so I walked from the East End to the West End, which is about 7 to 8 miles. Okay, and I got there, and there was all these posh kids. Okay, all these posh kids. They would wear some man, hello, and there was me with jeans that were torn a little bit. And to cut a long story short, I got in about an hour and a half afterwards, and I got the part. I got the part in a very famous film. What happened is that I didn't tell my mother that I did this. And about, it must be 6 months afterwards, what happened is we got a letter. And the letter read, "We would like you to come to America to take the first part of the young lad, and then after that it would go to film stars, well-known film stars." But the crunch of the story is that my mother wouldn't let you. She went mad because we've never come out. We didn't even know where Paris was. Our holidays was to the seaside in a coach. So it was an enormous thing in those days. But I don't regret it because my life has been an amazing life, and I'm trying to write a book at the moment on that life. But that's my early life, and then another times I will tell you how it progressed and meeting royals, okay, meeting film stars and all that kind of stuff, which is real good listening, real good listening. If you believe in something, if you really believe in something, it will happen. It will happen. You'll never see me down. I've had real bad things happen to me, illnesses. I'm always up because nobody wants to know you. And if you keep moaning, oh, I've got this and I've got that and I've got this, people can't be bothered. They can't be bothered. It is amazing that now I feel that at my age, I feel the oldest teenager in the game. I feel 21. I feel absolutely great. Okay. And with all this going on with all around the world, this virus, which is not a pleasant thing. It isn't pleasant by any means or chalks. But we've got to stay steady. It will end. Okay, it will end, but it'll be like the flu. It needs your injections, probably like the flu injections. Okay, so please, everybody, try and get your injections. I'm not preaching on it, but I think it's important on that side. I spoke about music. Okay, I love musicals. I have seen Les Miserables 6 times. If anybody has seen Les Miserables, they know what I'm talking about. It is a wonderful, wonderful. And now we saw it the first week that it came into London. And the last time that I saw it, it had a star cast. It was a short version of it, but it was amazing. Okay. So all these shows we can't go at the moment. Okay. I used to love going to all to see all these shows, but there will be a time. It will happen. I look at life. The way I look at life is, if I wake up in the morning and I'm alive, I've had a great day. Every day that I wake up, I'm happy. I'm happy. Life is as happy as you make up your minds to be. Okay? Just talking about work. Okay, let's talk about work. Some people are not happy at work. They're not happy, and it's the worst thing in the world when you're not happy at work. Okay? And a day is a week, and a week is a year. Okay? And it's very difficult when you're not happy at work. It doesn't matter what you earn. Okay? It's an amazing thing if you go to work and you're enjoying it. If you enjoy your work, it means everything. It means everything. I like to hear from people, what their hobbies are and how do they spend their time. I do a lot of charity work, and it's a wonderful thing, the charity work, because it's people that are really down in the ground, and they come regularly, and we have therapies and everything else. And the most amazing thing is, as they progress, okay, their work gets better, their business gets better, they're friends now with people, and I've been to their weddings, I've seen their children grow up. It's fantastic. And I always say, if it's 1 out of 100, I've done something that I've taken so much out of life, enjoying helping people. I love people. I enjoy talking to people. My wife goes mad because when I'm on holiday, we're on the beach. Okay, I say I'm going to get an ice cream. 2.5 hours later, I come back because I've met so many people. Just to wind up on this now. we get cards from all over the world, you know, and that's another time when I'm going to talk about our world tours and different places that we've been to that you may enjoy. Okay, you know, I love travelling, and on my wall I have a map with pins where we've been in all over the world, and we'll enjoy talking about that. But I'll leave it for now. But my name's Bernie, and it's Grandpa Bernie to everybody, and have a great evening, and I'll speak to you soon. God bless you.